up and realize Dak Prescott is dominating the league this year.
They're lucky.
I've never seen anything like how little credit he's now getting for what he does.
If your owner won't come out and praise his own quarterback, the media sure is not going to do it.
It's all Dak all the time. Thank you very much.
Man, I'm done talking about the Cowboys.
Did you see what Dak Prescott did?
Sit down, man. You ain't in show business.
That was Skip and Shannon debating Dak Prescott earlier in the show. Get that debate and our top 5 debates every day on the Undisputed podcast. Download it now on iTunes and SoundCloud. Big game tonight in Mexico City as the 7-2 Raiders face the 6-3 Texans. The Raiders are undefeated away from Oakland this season and can take a 1-game lead in their division after the Chiefs lost to the Bucs yesterday. Shannon, are the Raiders in the driver's seat in the AFC West?
I still don't believe so because the last month of the season, they have 3 games on the road, and they're all against division opponents. The Broncos, San Diego, and the Chiefs. Now, if I'm them, I would rather be in this position than being the chaser. I like being the chasee, but I still have my questions. Offensively, I think they're fine on that side of the football. Skip, you mentioned, I think they have the second best offensive line in football. They got skill positions, Crabtree, Cooper, Latavius Murray can run the football. They can do it all on that side of the football. That's not a concern of mine. I still question the penalties. You can't commit 10 penalties for 90 yards a game and win very many games, and their defense is still at the near the bottom. So with that being said, I still believe the Broncos will catch and pass the Raiders, but they're sitting pretty right now. We'll know a lot more tonight because if they lose tonight, right back in the mix. But I still believe the Broncos, because that game at home will be for the division. I believe the Broncos beat them the final game of the season at home and they win that division.
I'm standing by preseason prediction. I believe the Raiders will win this division because, as Joy pointed out, they still haven't lost a single road game. I guess this one qualifies in Mexico City, though it's a neutral site, but I think they'll win tonight. And I think they'll win 2 of those 3 road games. And I think they will win this division because as well as Trevor Siemian has played, and he's been better than I ever thought he could be, he's still Trevor Siemian.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I'm not buying Trevor Siemian is going to win the West over the Raiders. And
Tebow did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was Tim Tebow.
Oh, okay. I'm
By the way, I got to say this quickly. See, it's really angering me about Dak Prescott because there's no Tebow factor to it. Like there's no phenomenon to it because Tebow just went through the roof. It's like, how can he be doing this?
He left college with that, though, Skip.
Yeah, okay. But there's something going on with Tebow that is not going on with Dak, and it's killing me. Let's look at. Okay. So I'm going to say this again. The Raiders are the Cowboys of the AFC. It's the Oakland Cowboys or the Dallas Raiders, however you want to look at it, because they're doing it. The blueprint is the same. They are controlling the football. They're third are the Raiders in time of possession. So they're keeping an even worse defense than Dallas has off the field for the most part, because this defense is ranked 22nd in points allowed. The Raiders, that's not remotely good enough to make any playoff kind of statement, but they're 5th in points. They have a terrific young quarterback who also gets a little better by the game. He's got years under his belt, obviously, that Dak Prescott doesn't have. But it's a little more spectacular and explosive offense of Derek Carr's. They can run the ball, maybe not the way Zeke can run the ball, but as you say, second best offensive line. And they have that Cowboy-esque momentum, and I think it will carry them through a stretch where I just think they might lose 2 more games, but that's not going to be enough to vault Denver to the top of that division. And I still say it's going to wind up Raiders at Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Would I give the Raiders much of a shot? Probably not much of a shot, but I believe they get that far.
But it's hard for me to believe that a team that has Khalil Mack on it is last in the NFL in sacks.
Don't get it.
And there are times that he jumps off the screen at you and you realize, like, this dude is special. And then some games you're just like, okay, I'm waiting for them to call his name. Their offense is dynamic. 7 of the 9 games they've scored at least 28 points. But here's the thing. They give up a bunch of points also. And my concerns coming down the stretch is that they won a game. Think about this. They won a game in which they committed 23 penalties. You normally, once you get to double digits, you normally lose. So 10 or 11, you normally lose. You win a game in which you commit 23, which is an NFL record, and I feel that will be their undoing, the penalties and their defense, because I think the offense is dynamic, and all it takes is once you have one bad game in which your offense can't bail you out, can the defense make enough plays to bring them home and get a victory? Those are my concerns. I still believe Denver possessed the best defense in this division and going on the road. Because, okay, I know they're undefeated on the road, but they beat the Saints on the road, losing record. They've beaten who else? They've beaten the Ravens on the road, losing record. They've beaten Tampa on the road, losing record.
I know, but those are three dangerous teams to me. Those are impressive wins.
How dangerous they got a losing record? They're not even close to 500, those teams.
Well, but Tampa just went to Kansas City and won. That's pretty impressive.
Tampa might be 5-5 now, so they might be 500. But New Orleans not even close to being 500, and the Ravens are not even close to being 500.
Did New Orleans not have Denver beaten in New Orleans?
There's no such thing as had them beaten.
They had them beaten. Was it not down to just kick the extra point?
And what happened? The defense.
I don't know what happened.
You know what happened.
I don't know. I don't know how they got away with that. They stole it.
In special team, you never want to hear the double thud, Skip.
Yeah.
The opponent's foot hitting the ball and then hit the ball hitting someone's hand. When you hear that double thud,
well, it was a triple thud because it wound up in another rookie's hands and he's going the other way.
Is not a little bit of Broncos bias there? A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Little Elway bias. That's what it is.
No.
It's okay.
Well, hey, Skip, when we go to Denver for the AFC Championship game, don't you want a free meal?
No, I don't. I buy my own food. I don't need free meal.
I will always take
you
the free
go
meal.
right ahead and buy your own.
For the record, I will always take the free meal. Coming up, who is the biggest threat to the Cowboys in the NFC? Skip and Shannon debate that next.
Hold up, wait, it's time to skip all the other stuff. And Shannon Sharp, Peter Sharpers, that's why he cutting up. You don't know Skip.
One lost just once in their last 8 games, and the Seahawks won their 3rd straight. Skip, who's the biggest threat to the Cowboys in the NFC right now?
It is not the 7-3 New York Football Giants. It is not the 6-3-1 Washington Redskins. It is not the 6-4. It is off Super Bowl pick, your sometimes Super Bowl pick, the Seattle Seahawks at 7-2-1. And now the horse race starts down the stretch for home field advantage. And obviously, I believe in my Cowboys, have from the start, but I would believe in them a lot more in the NFC Championship game at Jerry World versus your Seahawks, quote unquote, versus up in Seattle. Toughest place to play, you could argue, in all of pro football. Even though my Cowboys under Romo went up there and won early in 2014, a whole different circumstance, different feel. Wouldn't love their chances in AFC Championship game, but it may come to, NFC Championship game, but it may come to that. But as Pete Carroll said after last night's game, we have shifted, and you have seen us shift before. They have shifted into high gear, right on schedule. Russell Wilson obviously has gotten pretty much completely healthy. The defense is playing at a high level. They'll get Michael Bennett back at some point soon, and he is the baddest man on that defense. They did lose Procise. I think it's going to be a big loss because I think he was a new spark plug for them, and he's going to be gone for maybe 8 weeks. He could be gone for the rest of the year with the shoulder injury. Earl Thomas now has a hamstring. Not sure how long the spark plug of the defense will be out. So it's going to be how many games will Seattle lose down the stretch, and I'm hoping they lose 1 or 2, or my Cowboys will be in trouble because I don't think my Cowboys are going to finish out 15-1. Maybe 14-2, probably 13-3. But it may take 14-2 to hold off the Seahawks. So if that's what is required, I believe Dak is capable of 14-2. But I would love for Seattle just to expect a little home field advantage.
Well, I'm not going to name all those teams because I think, Washington has the offensive firepower that can do some damage, but their defense, I don't know if their defense can hold up. But on Thanksgiving might be a different story.
We know where you might be leaning.
Skip, I haven't even had turkey yet, so I'm not tired just yet. It's the Seahawks because I like Richard Sherman. I like the matchup Richard Sherman on Dez Bryant. Richard does well with really big receivers that want to play physical. Richard is a hands-on, long striding cornerback.
Will he travel?
Richard, hey, you know what? He's in pharmaceutical sales.
Yep.
He has to travel from time to time now. You know what I'm saying? Joey Taylor. I like Cam one-on-one with Jason Witten. I really like that matchup. Hey, if he can take Gronk and do a good job on him, I think he can do more than an admirable job on Jason
Williams.
I ain't gonna name all the guys.
all right.
I mean, you just throwing guys' names out there.
Yeah, because they can all play.
Bennett is going to be anxious to see how soon he gets back, how soon he can catch back up to where he was when he left off. But the Earl Thomas injury, I just don't know where they're going to get some resemblance of a running game. But I'm not betting against this team. This team is battle tested. They've been where the Cowboys are trying to go. I always take experience over youthful exuberance.
Yep.
And right now, you just seem too confident, too cocky to me. And I just believe Seattle goes.
Skip does or the Cowboys?
No, Skip.
It's the Cowboys.
No, it's you.
I believe in momentum, unity, chemistry, all edge Dallas over Seattle.
In all my years, I've never seen Skip leave his seat, get up there and dance in front of the cameras like he is show. I mean, I thought you were P. Diddy, all in everybody's video. I mean, the Cowboys win, you all in the video. You patting Dak. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't see you in the locker room yesterday. How'd you make it back so fast? Hugging Dak. You were probably up there at Jerry's box. Yeah, Jerry, we got a good thing here, Jerry. Don't mess this up. You eating side D, Zeke eating cereal. I mean, how about them Cowboys? I mean, he all in the Cowboys promo.
You just gassed him up to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's on you.
Skip,
Thank you.
regular season, I want them to go 15-1. It's like the lottery. I told you.
Yeah.
Every time they have a drawing, they have to miss the numbers that I selected. I just need to be right once, right?
You know what?
Joy Taylor, stay with me, Joy. I just have to be right once.
Listen,
Joy
I'm
Taylor,
not getting involved with that.
I hear fear in this man's voice, and he doesn't scare easily, but he is now scared. He has been made to eat crow so many Mondays on this show in a row. What has it been like? Well, it's been 8 in a row. Nine in a row, except there was one that you picked Dallas. I think one of the games.
You know what? I don't normally call players, but if I have to call Richard Sherman, I will.
Okay, call him. Call Cam.
If I have to call,
Call Cam.
Man, if I have to call Bam Bam,
he's a bad man.
Babe.
There's plenty of room on the bandwagon. Why don't you just get on?
Come on.
I
Come
call
on.
my ride coming.
Yeah,
I call
you
Uber.
realize
I called an Uber from Seattle.
you went right on that bulletin board in the Cowboy locker room for saying they were lucky yesterday. That's what you said. Lucky. It's on tape.
Yeah,
we heard it.
And you said that. You said Zeke was going to run over Cam.
I said he will.
Yeah, I know. That's what you said.
He already did it once.
Oh, I thought you was. I thought you were staying out of this, Joe.
Thank you.
I thought you were staying out of this, Joe.
Coming up, has Charlie Strong gotten a fair shot at Texas? Colin Cowherd joins the debate next.